Hello there, you're watching CGTN. We are streaming live right now on our CGTN app, as well as on our YouTube, Twitter, Weibo, and Facebook accounts. So you can join us on any of these platforms. Now, right now we are in the Dawn to Dusk Club in Beijing, and I'm Jiao Yang, and I'm joined by three members of a band that I think it's fair to say has rocked the traditional music genres. They are Hanggai from Inner Mongolia, and I'm going to let you introduce yourselves to our audience.
大家好，我是杭盖乐队主唱吉他手伊拉拉塔。
This is the vocal and also guitarist of Hanggai, Ilalata.
I play banjo and topchor. I'm Ilchi.
Hi, I'm guitar and Sanshan Alan.
He's also the guitarist, and this is Alan. Well, thank you so much for joining us. It's so wonderful to have you here. I'm a fan, and we've also got a little fan base here as well joining us in the club. Let's start. So it's been 10 years since you produced your first album. Now, I believe the first one was 2007, and then your album that really took you into the international world, the international stage, your 2008 album, Introducing Hanggai, was released, and you've since been on numerous world tours, musical tours, concerts around the world, dozens of cities and countries. You've produced 4 more albums after the Introducing Hanggai. It's been a great 10 years. What were some of your best moments?
When we start the band, we never think about we can tour in the world, and very successful, and we also can living for the music. When we start, we play at a very small place, so that moment that's very important for us, because there's only several audience, and we play on the stage just thinking about we love the music, and we want to play to them. So from that time, we start to play, and we know more musicians, and we go into together. So now we can go into everywhere. So very happy about that.
So it exceeded your expectations, 超出你的期望了，是吗？ And what countries have you performed in then in the last 10 years?
Most of Europe, also in United States, Australia, New Zealand, also in some countries in Asia and Africa.
Well, Ilalata was telling me earlier you just came back from Malaysia last month. 从马来西亚回来。How was that concert?
你讲讲吧。
马来西亚对那次的表演。
热带雨林音乐节。
So it was a world concert. Ilalata was telling me earlier this was a world music concert in Malaysia. What were some of the countries that you performed in that you thought the audience gave you the best response? You know, your favorite countries to perform in. 最喜欢的一些，给你们的最好的响应的这些观众都是在哪些国家？让你们印象深刻的？
都挺深刻的。
He's saying he loved every single audience, all these countries.
对我来说，瓦肯也在德国参加那个金属音乐节。
So Ilalata is saying that the Wacken Music Festival in Germany was one of his best. That was a heavy rock festival, 金属音乐哈。
虽然我们没有参加那个大的舞台，但是当时我们的风格就是民族和摇滚结合嘛。但是他们也，德国的观众也有参加的Wacken的观众们，感觉也像享受那种重金属音乐一样，特别兴奋。
对，虽然说对啊，音乐的这个它的这个风格不是完全一样的哈，但是还是观众很开心。所以 the audience, even though as you know this band is a mixture of folk music and heavy metal and punk rock, the audience in Germany still loved it nonetheless. So I guess it brought something very different to them, 给他们带来了一种不同的感受。And now, you know, you do sing in a different language that the foreign audience can't understand, and it's hard for them to sing along to, not knowing the lyrics. But yet you do have this popularity abroad. Why do you think it is that the foreign audience like your music so much?
Because our music is from the grassland, so we are bring the music is about nature of the grassland. Also, people living there, people's spirit, so that's mixing with people's man. Also, people against with the nature. Also, take care of the nature. So that's from the music. I think they can get the feeling is not as normal. It's different feeling, also different spirit.
No, that's definitely true. I mean, you look unique as well. I mean, you look fabulous when you're on stage, every one of you in your traditional outfits and, you know, with this very different sound to the music. Now, if we can go back to the very beginning, 就是 Hanggai 刚形成的时候, tell us about how you got the idea for Hanggai and how did you all meet as well?
We was all during the rock and roll band, different band we've come from, and a lots of band in China beginning their copies music style from Western band. So we thinking about maybe we can try something different from our culture. And also we are listening some band from Toa, like Hongtu and Yatka. So we're trying to do our music with rock. But from the beginning, that's really difficult because we're trying to use guitar, bass, drum, also traditional instruments, horsehead fiddle play together. But that's also the feeling not very together. So we're trying to musician play, all of us play traditional instruments and find a lot of traditional songs. Just want to get the feeling to play together. About 20, 30 songs later, we get some feeling from play the traditional songs. And then we add a little bit guitar, add a little bit bass. Like the first album introducing Hanggai, the music is like a little bit rock and roll music. And that is our bass. And we also play together to Europe, a different stage, different festival, and we write new songs. So this, like 2009 or 2010, we already found our style for the music.
Well, talking about your style of music, could you show us some of your traditional Mongolian instruments?
Okay.
可以展示一下。
I play this instrument called top shore. It's a 2-string lute.
I recognize that tune. That's from the drinking song, right? 酒歌是酒歌里的那一小段吗？
Drinking song. That.
Everyone knows this song.
탄단산 아이 터져버려야고
Somebody a bit excited there with the alcohol. 听到酒歌有点兴奋了。
урхурэрнэ бахвэ дор бүдэмэ хар арихтавай бүгд тандан бархвэ дор дошна хар задавай хайс мандансан уйс тандансан айтхож баряхо.
I love this song. This is great. Can you tell us, give us a bit of background of this song? It's a very traditional Mongolian song that you.
This the drinking song.
We have a special guest on the show.
Drinking song is about friend, family. When we are together, have like a party, and we are drinking and singing. And singing, not to drink too much, because we need enjoy. We are together. Time is really short, so we need enjoy this time together, not drink too much.
Nothing wrong with drinking too much.
Yeah.
It's I like the way the song gets faster and faster. 就是节奏会越来越快哈。Sort of indicates that you're getting happier and happier with music. What's the instrument that you have there? Could you tell us about this, Island?
This is called 三弦
Three strings.
3 strings.
Is this a banjo or is this? 不是 banjo
就是三弦。
就叫三弦。
其实跟传统三弦不一样，就是亚洲三弦特别多嘛。然后，这个是应该属于
Lots of countries, Asia have.
Okay.
yeah,
Shan't.
and this is special for Hanggai. This it looks like the tuba 3 strings, but the tune and everything is different.
It's custom made.
Yeah, custom. Yes.
Wow. And what kind of how long has the history? How long have these instruments been around in Mongolia?
Mongolian instruments is older than guitar, cello, because in 13th dynasty, Mongolian people go to Europe. At this time, we have like cello, but not horse-head fiddle. As older brother called Chor, Morin Hor, Chor, and also some instruments like lute. And at this time in Europe, they don't have instruments like guitar or cello. After that, so those kind of instruments is history is like 700-800 years.
And in a lot of your music, I've noticed that you combine these traditional instruments with a lot of different types of instruments across the music genres. So, guzheng, I've seen you play, sing songs with the guzheng as well. And now, guzheng, for anyone who may not be familiar with, it's a very classical Chinese instrument. If you've seen Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, you'll know that instrument. And guzheng seems very classical, and yet it goes very well with your music as well. And also, the electric guitar features a lot. And I've also heard you've incorporated reggae music into one of your songs, 我的母亲, 是吗? 就是有这个雷鬼的这个 influence. Now, it seems so incongruous. It seems like they don't go together, but yet they sound really great, like they were made for each other when you play. What gave you the idea to add all these different instruments? And did anyone tell you you couldn't do it when you first tried it out?
We always made music like rehearsal, every musician together, and For made a new album, we have a direction, but we always try into some songs like we never try some styles. Maybe just one rehearsal, somebody have a band, we just to trying to made it together, and sometimes just for fun, not really. We want to try some different. Yeah.
And it's all worked out. And your last album, you produced that with the Canadian rock music producer, Bob Ezrin. How was that experience? Did he show you something different? Did you have a lot of influence from him?
We together with producer Bob and another producer, he produced Rage Against the Machine, American rock and roll band, and his name is Garth, and they all want to trying to ourselves to find a different way, not for the music they want. We can in one song we can go to different place. We're trying to go to different place, but they don't want to tell us how you can play this. But sometimes they want tell us something maybe like this kind of things, but they always want you to we can find the way ourselves. But for arrangement, whole song, sometimes they will give us, tell us something about the music space, every different part, trying to get place for different person. I think.
Do you have a new album in the works? 你们有在制作新的这个唱片?
Yes.
Because I think it seems to be you're releasing an album every 2 or 3 years. So I think we're due something new and exciting to listen to. And in terms of your instruments that you're showing us today, is this something that's common in Mongolia, in Inner Mongolia? 就是会有很多人就是从小都会学这些乐器嘛? Is this something that's common for people to learn from a young age? In the West, for example, you get a lot of children will be learning the violin or the piano from a young age. And with these instruments, is it the same?
Lots of young people, children living in Grassland. Maybe the first is learning to riding horse for horse racing. And
is that something you can all do?
Yes, and I think most of children, they are first is singing, because in the Grassland we don't have lots of instruments there. But when they go to school, they can try and choose to play maybe sanxian or horse-head fiddle, and also lots of young people in the Grassland they play guitar. As well.
Well, you mentioned singing there. Are you talking about throat singing, which is humai? Is this something that people would learn in school, or is this really quite unique?
Now in some university in Ulaanbaatar, also in Inner Mongolia, some schools they have lesson to you can training, or you can study there. But traditional is mostly in western Mongolia, close Altai Mountain, this area. Also in Towa. In Towa, lots of people singing homeland.
Could you demonstrate humei? Humei 是吗? Humei.
Homeland.
Humei for us. this is really something very special.
Home also is very old singing style. Home's older brother is also called Chor. Chor is singing Mongolian singing style, singing together with long song. So like one lead singer, and the other person, oh, that's
So like
from
a
the
duet.
beginning. That's just one tone. Oh, and after maybe 300, 400 years, people trying to sing. One person start in one time have two tones together. So one is melody, the other is like bass.
How is that possible?
That's it.
Wow. Can you? 你们俩都可以吗？你们两位都可以互美吗？
我唱不了。
So 很难学是吗？ So not everyone in the band can do this. This is really quite a unique skill. It's two tones at the same time. 那是怎么唱出来的？我是不可能学会它，我就是五音不全。但是可以教一下我吗？ I'm going to ask him to teach me how to do this, even though it could be a complete disaster.
Basic 就是基础吧，基础就像是然后这个少音就是那个 overtone， 它就是overtone 是通过你的舌头来控制的，就是那个，比如说舌头向上的时候，这个空间越来越小，它的高音就是音高就越来越高。
So the overtone's controlled by the shape of your tongue and how much space you leave. I can hear it.
So your tongue is controls the melody.
It's the curve in your tongue, right?
Yeah.
How long did it take you to learn this?
I learned 2 weeks with my
2
teacher.
weeks.
Yes.
Only 2 weeks.
Yes.
I think it would take me 2 years.
So every people is different, and also some people sing the lower technique, like bass or fiddle player is singing the low one.
No, it's really quite amazing when you in any of your songs or when we see you perform on stage. You know that sound, the humei. It sounds like it's from another world. I think that's really what captivates a lot of the audience. 但你有打算学吗？
我会一点。
会一点，那给我们也展示一下吧。Come on, he's going to show his humei skills as well.
只是没有练那个歌曲而已。
来吧。你怎么打分 ？Would you rate him?
很好。
继续。That's really great. So with some of your concerts abroad, do you find that the audience can join in with a lot of the singing and join in with the music? Do they seem to be very enthusiastic? Do you find maybe more enthusiastic audience abroad compared to in China? 就两个观众比较起来的话，中国和海外的观众 maybe. 因为在这里 because maybe in China, because people can sort of understand a little bit more about the Mongolian culture, for example.
I think everywhere audiences like our band, like can enjoy our music. Only 表现的方式不同而已。
Different. And do you see many overseas when you're performing overseas? 会看到很多中国观众吗？ Do you see Chinese audience abroad?
这2年在海外
越来越多，
越来越多，
是吧？
对。
More and more abroad. Now your music, you know, you were saying that it's about the grassland spirit, about something that's. Is it something that's a sort of disappearing in Inner Mongolia, what with modernity coming in and modernity taking over all aspects of life? Is the culture getting more and more diluted? 文化在消失吗？
是有一些古老的生活方式是慢慢在消失。就比如说现在，有些游牧生活已经不能进行，因为
So the culture is disappearing a bit, like the nomadic aspects of it.
对草场已经就是分割了，
Grasslands are disappearing somewhat.
然后有些人也已经放弃了放牧。
所以你们的歌曲也是为了就是留住这个记忆是吗？等于说也 kind of a cultural reviving this cultural aspect.
就有的时候我们的音乐把生活就是像做成符号一样，就是很多古老的，比如说有些歌是几百年以前的、几千年以前的，现在只能用音乐这个符号来表现出来，让知道的或者不知道的人感受这种生活的一种概念。
So you're saying that their music is trying to keep some of these old customs and traditions, giving people just a small taste of what there was 100 years ago, 1,000 years ago, or more. So in Mongolia, we're actually marking the 70th anniversary of the founding of Inner Mongolia in a week's time, in a few days' time. What changes have you seen back in your hometown, in your lifetime?
A lot.
A lot of changes, for example?
Okay, we first start good way or bad way?
However you like.
Okay, good way is the road, and people living in the city, the electric, everything for people for useful.
Conditions of life is.
Yeah, then the people you can get everything, you can buy everything, right?
Have a motorcycle and
motorcycle.
Yeah, and in countryside, what is missing is the nomad life. It's they break it because actually the land is for nomad people. They live together, then they can keep the nature as well. But now is each family you have like that
like
big
a block.
The style
yeah,
of life.
they make the block, then it's not 就不循环了，你知道吗？就是已经把那个很多东西都已经堵死了。
There's no cycle. It doesn't.
It's not
synchronized.
not about cycle. It's like this land is mine. This means
So the nomadic way of life, which would have been a community sharing and moving around, that's different.
野生动物也受到那个影响啊，因为它那个绑围栏啊什么
，so
好些物种都已经消失了。
So I guess nature.
我们小时候能看到的那些动物都没有了，见不到。
你们会在你们的歌里唱这些儿时的记忆吗？ I think they'll sing about a lot of this childhood memories in their songs.
就是比方说吧，有个托尔金山就已经消失了，因为那个山里是从四面，歌词是从四面看这个山来形容这个山里的所有的物种和里边神奇的事物，但现在这个整个这个山就没有了。
这个是叫托尔金山。
对，托尔金我。
So one of these mountains that Alan's explaining is disappearing, and in the 有一首歌，就你们唱的一首歌 ，one of the songs sings about being able to see this mountain from all sides, but now that's very much a memory.
对，所以现在就是国家的要有那个保护区啊，对于游牧文化还是自然生态都是非常好的，因为那个内蒙古也有受到那个矿业啊什么的影响，所以其实有些地区已经开始要向那个自然保护区的那个方向去发展。
But there is still a lot of nature protection and conservation work going on right now to, I guess, try and revive this. Well, we do have a lot of, well, some of your fans sitting here. It is 4 o'clock in the afternoon or something in Beijing, and these are the lucky few people who can get away from work and come to hear you chat and to hear you perform. 所以观众，你们要是有任何问题的话，可以向我们的杭盖乐队的这些 members 问一下。
都有一个问题。
请问。
是这样，其实我特别好奇那个歌
词。有一个 mic。
我很好奇，就是歌词，就是在你的创作中，歌词跟曲子，就是词和曲这两个是同样重要的吗？因为确实有很多，就包括你们在国外去演出。很多外国人可能是听不懂你们在唱些什么样的内容的，但是能听到这个旋律。但是而且是在国内，其实偶尔你们会唱自己民族的歌词，就包括刚才的呼麦是吧？
呼美，
呼美，对，呼美跟呼麦这两个好像都没有歌词，所以照样可以传达出你们的一些想法。所以就是想问一下，在你们的创作里头，词跟曲是一样重要吗？
So let me just quickly translate this question. So she's asking, this lady's asking about the importance of the lyrics as well as the melody itself, and which one perhaps has priority because of the fact that this is a language that for a lot of the foreign audience they wouldn't understand. So, and for example, that throat singing, you know, there's no lyrics there whatsoever. It's purely the kind of the spirit and the feeling that it's conveying. So for them, if this which one would be more important when they're creating these songs?
歌词当然是重要的。比如说，我要把我的名片给你的话，当然把我的名字、职业，我住哪里。如果说明确到我的什么住址号码，必须要说清楚。
所以歌词很重要。
对，所以要表达一个中心思想的话，必须有一个明确的目标。
So the lyrics. For Lalata, the lyrics are the most important here because it's about conveying an idea, a certain spirit as well. 但是你们的很多歌曲 a lot of your songs, they're all traditional Mongolian songs, right? That you've modernized or made your own, made unique. 是这样子，很多都是传统歌曲哈。
对。
So then you're not creating any lyrics yourself, is that?
也有一些是创作的歌曲就是 traditional 占一大部分吧。
Any other questions from the audience, perhaps?
3位都很精通，就是这种民族的一些乐器，但是想问一下，咱们有尝试过就是一些最新潮的一些音乐形式吗？就是比如说最近有很流行这个 freestyle， 大家有这方面的尝试吗？
So let me just 我先翻译一下。So this gentleman here is asking, all three of them sitting here obviously are very seasoned and capable with these traditional instruments, but have they tried anything that's kind of very radically different? For example, freestyling.
其实说就是，如果长期关注我们音乐的话，我们一直在创新，从就是原始的蒙古音乐，然后结合各种各样的现代的音乐风格，所以我们以后会就是尝试各种各样的风格。
So they're actually already incorporating a lot of different styles into their songs. And we were earlier saying that you have reggae in some of your music. You have classical, you have rock as well. 那比如说会有一些什么，比如说你们下一个计划会和别的哪种音乐类型有一些，就是和你们的音乐能混搭在一起呢？ Asking about any kind of new different styles that they may try to blend in with their music.
就有可能会尝试那种电子。
EDM could be the next next field.
因为有的时候，那个我们就是蒙古族的民族音乐，就是挺那个，非常带劲的，就是冲撞的感觉吧。嗯。可能也会把它改变一点，迷幻呀各种，稍微柔软一点 soft 那种。
我想象不到哈 EDM 能怎么和你们的音乐能组合到一起。So Ilalas was saying that that Mongolian music has a lot of strength in it, a lot of passion. So this could be something that could go quite well with EDM music in the future. So well, that's one to watch for us. Do you have any pressure or plans of writing music perhaps in a different language, maybe in Chinese Mandarin or maybe in English for your broader audience?
What? There are different language. Yeah, of course we're thinking about that. But you know, for our music, it's better than the hometown, home language.
Our new album, we sing a song. It's an American traditional song, American folk song, and. We have a singer together with Abigail Washguan. She's a bluegrass singer in the States, and also banjo player Bela Fleck joined with our band. We made this song together.
So she'll be singing in English.
So we sing this song is first part English and second part Mongolian and third part English Mongolian together.
Oh, so combining the two very different folk music, but then there's the similarity of the banjo that's both quite rooted in American folk
American
music. So.
Cowboys culture is
something similar, right?
Similar in Mongolia.
And what about in Chinese at all? Do you think you would ever write a song in Mandarin?
For myself, I like Tibetan music about the Buddhist, about the temple, mountain. So maybe I will try that.
Well, let's go back to the audience. Let's see if there's anyone else with any questions. Yes, gentleman there. No problem with the mic there.
老师们好，我有个问题，就是你们乐队Hanggai乐队经常去国外演出嘛，各种日本、欧洲、美洲各种音乐节，然后我想知道，就是外国的观众以及外国的媒体怎么看待，作为亚洲音乐的代表，就是Hanggai乐队蒙古音乐这一类。
So if I can just translate here, gentleman's asking, they tour abroad a lot of overseas venues, concerts. So I want to know what they think of, or what the foreign media is saying about Hanggai as a band and how they're very much leading the charge of creative Asian original music in Asia?
I think the Western audience and media, when they saw our concert, they are thinking, oh, we are a rock and roll band. But we are playing something different. We have a music language from rock, also traditional. But we bring different culture from Mongolia. Also, we bring different spirit from our nationality. So that is very interesting for them, because sometimes they think, oh, they know us, but sometimes they think, oh, they don't know us. Something is close, something is very, very different.
And you're always surprising the audience with new blends of styles of music. So, I mean, you were just mentioning about the blend with American folk music. So, I guess we'll always be kept on our toes as to what you'll be producing next. I watched one of your videos on YouTube, and you were performing in Amsterdam in a flower shop. And what I noticed was interesting was at the end, one of your band members was rustling the bags on the side. So you're just incorporating kind of everyday sounds into your music. What gave you that idea? 这好像就是就在旁边，对。So
That was fun.
yeah. Did you have a lot of audience? Did you have a lot of people gathered around
We just
watching?
play like a jam. Just talking with the store. Can we play here just for video? Okay.
然后还把这个背景的声音，就把背景声也包含在你们音乐当中了。With this background music.
Yes.
Yeah.
And after, when we leave, then the store, a lot of people go to buy the flowers.
Did they give
It's
you
like
permission?
promoter. So,
Did you buy any flowers? Some Dutch tulips.
of course.
Oh. Well, we would see if anyone else in the audience might have a question. What?
我想问一下，就是几位现在就是在正常的工作节奏里边，有很多时间是在城市生活的，还有巡演在路上的时间。那就你们现在平均一个自然年里面有多长时间还会回到自己的老家，会跟自己的这个长大的这个环境和所谓的这个蒙古族的这个文化能继续联系在一起？就是这个跟小时候的跟这个已经逝去的这个文化的连接，你们每一年是怎样？有没有一个更新或者是一个维系它的这样一个过程？就是会不会说随着时间的推移，就是可能有一些自然条件消失了，可能大家慢慢的对这个故乡的情感也会慢慢减弱一些。
Oh, this is a good question. So he's asking how often it is that these band members, Hanggai, would actually go back to their homeland, their hometown where they came from, and how easy it is to maybe maintain that kind of cultural and traditional ties with the background that they knew, the life that they grew up with. Is it something that this is gradually becoming diluted? And this is something we were talking about earlier as well.
Every band member is different, and now with my family moving to my hometown in the Grassland, a small town, so I can go to the nature very often. And Alan was studying in Ulaanbaatar. He also trying to sometimes go to Mongolia and sometimes going to his hometown in Ulaanbaatar. For Mongolian people, we're thinking about no people said hometown is bad, because how the hometown is from people's heart. So if everybody take care, the hometown will be good, will be nice. So that's very important for us. If we have time, we will train to back to hometown, back to the grassland, and also we want to visit some also Mongolian, maybe close, maybe also nomadic people in Tibetan, also in Toa, in Kazakhstan. So we also visit there to learn their culture, how different, how same with the Mongolian people.
So this is something that young people in Mongolia, do you think they're trying to understand more about the traditional culture?
Yes,
Yeah.
lots of young people now they have lots of chance to, they can go to different country. Now it's very easy for them, and also they can visit. They now have lots of bands like younger Hanggai. They have, I think we saw lots of bands now performing, also trying to make music from our culture.
That's actually that was the last question I wanted to ask you. Are there many copycat bands trying to imitate you? But are any of them as successful as you are? Any of these new bands? Probably not, but maybe in the future. Well, thank you so much. Let me just remind you all that we are live streaming right now, CGTN Live on 5 different platforms. We have our mobile app, we have our Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Weibo accounts, and you've been watching a chat with 3 members from Hanggai, the Inner Mongolian band that has really just taken the music world by storm. Now we would love for you to perform another song for us, if it's okay.
Yes.
What song is it that you'll be performing?
So today, Yelata will sing a song, and we never play together this song. So I with Alan will jam with him.
So can you just tell us a bit more about the song before you play it? The name of it and the story behind it, maybe?
About a young lady will wedding.
Okay.
And for Mongolian culture, people wedding is always going to far away to find another part together. So that's for the people's blood. And
For generation is good.
You have to leave home.
Because far. If you get girl, go far away.
So
It doesn't bode well for the girl. But
we'll leave hometown. So very sad. Maybe a long time cannot come back.
But also maybe excited.
Yeah.
Well, let's make some space.
살아서도 자야지 하이라한 산타의 운지야 살아서도 자야지 하라티시 대리게 나우하 투르히 하즈라 하덕탕 가르딘 존지가 이세 투르히다 하지라 넘한 산타의 논지야 고토가상 허도 자야지 하이라한 산타의 논지야 살아서도